Today I'm gonna create to-do application which related to Riverpod, DDD, Freezed and StateNotifier. And this is a simple application. I will not create counter application because there are lots of counter application. So what we will build, we can add some things like my name, for example. Here we can check and we can uncheck it. Yeah, and we can also delete it. Yeah, this is simple, right? And today we will learn how we can do this simply, very simply. Yeah. Okay, let's start with application folder. By the way, if you do not know this architecture, domain presentation infrastructure, which we have now, any infrastructure folder or files, and application, just look at the below links and read it and come again here. Yeah, these are simple things you can learn with just reading some things. This is very simple, trust me. Okay, first things first, we have domain file, to-do model we have, ID title and is completed. I mean it's checked, or let's see, checked, it is true because it's boolean, and unchecked, now it's false. And we have also to the model.empty for the initial states, I mean for the starting state. We have empty title and empty ID, and initial condition, initial state is false. Yeah, unchecked. This means it is unchecked. Okay, anyway, now after this I need to show the main file, our main function, run app, and before all of the things we have provider scope. If you want to use Riverpod, you need to wrap all the widgets with provider scope to reach Riverpod 3. Yeah, exactly. Now let's see the app widget, which has material app simply, and also I use sizer and listener widgets. Sizer is not coming from the Flutter or Dart, it is a package, you can see. And I use listener for the keyboard. For example, when I write some things, the keyboard is open, and I want to close it when I click somewhere, like I don't know, here. Yeah, I saw it from the Stack Overflow and it is, I think, very useful. Okay, anyway, we have a material app and debug check, blah 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 blah, and homepage. Let's see the homepage. Okay, in the homepage we have no stateless widgets. I mean, homepage is not stateless widget, it is consumer widget, which is coming from the Riverpod. If you want to use stateless widgets with Riverpod, you need to extend your page with consumer widget. Or if you want to stateful widgets in your, if you need to stateful widget in your page, and if you also want to use Riverpod, you need to extend your page with consumer stateful widgets. Both are very useful. Okay, we have scaffold padding, single chart scroll view, column, and blah blah blah, the other widgets. If you do not know the widgets, I suggest that firstly you need to learn widgets. What is the padding, what is the column, why we use single chart scroll view, actually because we use list view builder, but anyway. And the other things, you need to do research. Today I'm gonna not talk about widgets, I will just explain the how to manage your state. Okay, anyway, we have to-do's action part and to-do's parts. What is the differences? In the to-do's action parts, let's see, we have text fields and one button, icon button for here. And also in the home page here. We have title, and lastly we have to-do parts. This section. Let's add some things. Yeah, this section, to-do part, and to-do action part is for this text field and button. Okay, anyway, to starting explain this page, first we need to look application folder. Let's close this. Yeah, we have lots of file, right? Event, notifier, state, maybe freezed files, and which is not created by us. These codes are lots of them, a lot of them actually, not lots of them. Created with build runner, so it is also saying that do not modify by hand. We do not create this file, this freezed file. We just run a code. Which code? Of course, this code. Yeah, you can find in the description below. Anyway, first things first, when you use Riverpod with StateNotifier and also with events with DDD architecture, domain driven design, you first need to create state in here with freezed, of course. How to create state or event. So let's start our application. Okay, for example, we have, I don't know, authentication state. This is an example, okay, just an example. And we want to create state, for example, or event, it doesn't matter. So authentication state, for example. Now we have freezed. When we write F and R, here are shortcuts. When I click this, here we have, okay, and it's coming from the this snippet. Where is it? Yeah, Flutter freezed helpers. Okay, just install it. Yeah, anyway, let's turn back to authentication state. We want to create authentication state with build runner and freezed, and you must implement build runner and freezed, both dev dependencies and dependencies. Anyway, let's create freezed file and authentication states. Its name we don't need to from JSON or to JSON, and let's import it. And also we need to parse file name out state that freezed, okay, like here to do state our file name to the state that freezed, because we want to create in this file's freezed file. Yeah, complicated, but you got me, you gotcha. Yeah, anyway, that. Now we have red lines, right? Target of URI doesn't exist, or I don't know, classes can only mix and etc. Anyway, let's just ignore them. Required, for example, I don't know, name and string, of course. Okay, we have authentication state right now, and we just need to run this code. Running builds and succeed after blah blah blah. Anyway, you can see the authentication state freezed, and I do not write these codes. I just write authentication state, my state, and that's it. Then I write just this code. I just run this code and it creates for me this file. Yeah, that's it. what we have to do list with to do model in here in the domain file folder, to the model file. Okay, we have states, and also we have to do state.empty function, and it is just the initial, starting state, because when we start application, let's restart, we have no to do, the empty list, and to do is also empty, and this is our state. And apart from that, we have events. The second thing to when you want to use Riverpod with DDD, you need to create event file in here, to do title changed for here, to do status changed for this checkbox, adding to do and removing to do for these buttons. Yeah, these are our events. And also we have notifier. If you use B40 block or qubits, this is also like block or qubits, we can say. Actually it seems with qubits, because it is simple, it is to the notifier. Yeah, we have used just functions. Yeah, okay, anyway, what is our notifier? To the notifier, how I can explain, we have map events to states. We send, in the application we send some events. For example, when we write some things, and after that when we click this button, we send this event, add to do event. Yeah, and it is going to where, add to the event here. When we click this event, it's coming from here, because we click the this button and we calling the add to do event, not the others. And we are adding to do. This piece of lines of codes is basic Dart, so I will not explain this, but I will share my GitHub account. You can find these codes from there. Okay, anyway, and it is our notifier. So how we can reach this notifier? Because we have Riverpod, we use Riverpod. Okay, we have events, that's okay. We have state, that's also okay. We have notifier, it's also okay, we understand it. We have events, we have functions, and etc. And how we can reach this notifier? How we can reach this function map events to state? Okay, after the application folder and also the main folder, we passing through the providers folder, and we have just one provider, which is to the provider. And it is actually not a provider, it is a state notifier provider, not a just simple provider. It is state notifier provider because we want to reach our to do notifier. It's state notifier provider. Our state is what to do, and compound them, state notifier provider. It's simple, right? And when you use this state notifier provider as this, you need to use your notifier and your state. I cannot write some things here, I don't know, some things. Yeah, our notifier and our state. Of course you can write some things, but we use DDD architecture, and also we use the other things. You need to use state notifier provider with your notifier, state notifier, and your state, and it returns your notifier. When we want to reach our notifier, we will call the to do notifier provider in here. Okay, let's go to the presentation section without the without the widgets, because I will not explain the widgets. These widgets are very simple text fields or card, or I don't know, text widgets, and you need to know already all of them before the starting state management section. Okay, anyway, we have page, home page, and we do not extend with stateless widgets. Why? Because we need to reach our provider. This, when you need to reach this provider or the other providers, you need to, your class extends with consumer widget or consumer stateful widget. Let's see here. If your page is stateless widget, then you need to extend it with consumer widget. But if your page needs to stateful widget, then your class, your page extends with consumer stateful widget. And that's it, no more. If you want to learn the other things, the details, you need to go to riverpod.dev, which is the official website. Okay, anyway, now before the starting our page, or after this creating this widgets, all of the widgets, we need to create our list for, let's add some things. For reaching this, we need to reach state, right? Because they are coming from the state. Actually, we write something, when we pass the state, then we can call the state values in here. Okay, we have to-do list, and we have a watch method, because when we add something here, for example GL, or I don't know, my name, we watch it because it changes. If you use red, for example, let's try. Of course it's giving an error. Okay, anyway, when we use watch, we say that listen it to react to change on a provider. It also says, right? We listen it. We have list, to the list, and when we add some things to there, to the list, then we want to know what we add, and we want to see actually. And also we can use maybe listen, but I am not sure. It works different. I will explain later in the other videos. Okay, we have to the list. We use watch, and after that, what we need to use? Our provider. Okay, let me show. When we call the watch method like this, it wants to provider, and what we did, we call the to-do notifier provider, which is coming from here. To-do notifier provider, we created this to reach our to-do notifier, right? Because we need to reach the to-do notifier to get our functions, and maybe to send events. Okay, anyway, we calling the provider, and we select it. We select some things from the state. When we do like this, okay, this is also okay, but this is not a to-do list. This is to the state. It is also okay, but I need to select some things. Let's write select. We have value. What is the value? To the state. The state actually, yeah, like this. And from the state, we need to reach what? Here, to do list, the other things. but we need to reach to the list. So we did like this. And then that's it actually for the to-do list. And also we have reverse to-do list. It is not related with Riverpod. It is related with just a Dart language. We reversed it because we want to see, for example, let's add some things on the top of the list, of the all list, right? Okay, anyway, I'm passing these widgets. These are simple things. We have to do action parts. Let's see. It is also consumer widget. Of course, we can pass widgets like, you know, maybe ref.ref, I mean this.ref actually, and final ref required actually, yeah, there. We can reach like this to ref, and we can extend stateless widget, but I do not suggest that. And also the admins, I mean creators of Riverpod not recommend this, so forget this. Okay, do not use like this, do not pass the ref. Let's go back. Yeah, we have consumer widget. Why? Because we want to do some things. For example, when we click this button, we want to add an item to list, right? Okay, anyway, we have text field controller. We will not use onChange methods in here. OnChange, we have not used this. Yeah, we just use text field controller's value. And we have button, we have text field. When write somethings, it goes here, text field controller. And when we click this icon button here, ref.read functions. This is a very important thing. Do not use watch in the on pressed or on tap on to do some things. When you do some things, actually do not use ref.watch, because you know read functions reads a provider without listening to it, and watch functions reads a provider with listening to it. Yeah, so we don't want to watch it, we just want to read it, right? We just want to send events when we click this button, and that's it. First okay, let me explain. When we calling our notifier provider, we have an option, notifier. Why? If we press that, we can see the state, not the function or not notifier. We want to reach notifier, right? So we need to use that notifier like this. When we do this, then now actually we can reach the functions here, map event to state, and it wants to event. And this is simple, right? We just do that notifier for our provider and calling the main function, map events to state, or for your other functions, it doesn't matter. You can reach it. From where? From notifier. If you remember, we create here our notifier, we calling this, and also we add that notifier, so we can reach here to the notifier. Yeah. Okay, anyway, after adding this event to the title changed, then what works? This works, add to do event. We do same things to the notifier provider, that notifier, and our function, and our function wants from to do events event, and we add to do events. Yeah, and after that we clear it like this. Here it cleared. And that's it for to-do's action parts. Let's see the to-do's parts. Here we have to-do's list, to-do list actually, and it is also consumer widget because we want to watch it, we want to see when we add some things here, or yeah, these are simple widgets. If there is no to-do, I mean if the to-do list is empty, here just write there is no to-do. Yeah, if condition, and else here, what else? We have container and the other widgets, and also we have list view builder here. Yeah, here. By the way, this is not a bug. I did it because, you know, sometimes I need to I need to do fastly like this, so I did like this anyway. And when we come here, we have the to-do part, consumer widget. It is also consumer widget, I told you. And we have list view builder. Why? Because we need to index. It is integer, you know, to reach, for example, when we click this item, this to do, we just want to change its own states, its own checkbox, for example, right? Okay, anyway, this is the subject of the list view builder. Anyway, when we click when we click checkbox, for example, when it unchanged, when it comes from here unchanged, then we change like this, the same things, all of the things, same things. We call the to-do notifier providers notifier, and we call the function, and we pass the event. It is very simple. And here also, and not here, here also for the delete button, we call the provider and notifier because we want to reach our functions, right? And it wants from us event, and we send event remove to do, and that's it. Yeah, it is very simple to the application. You can ask what is event, what is state if you starter, I mean if you newbie. Actually these events are events. Yeah, it's basic. For example, add to do. When we click this, we add it to do like this. We send this event to our notifier. It comes from event file, right? We use map. If our event is to the title changed, then it works from here. By the way, I forgot to tell you two important thing, how we can update our state. It is very simple also. State is equal to state.copywith and our state. That's it. Our related state, by the way. For example, not to-do list, because you know this is the to-do title changed. We changed the to-do's title, not the to-do list. So delete it. We just want to update to do, no more. And for example, in here, we just update the to-do list, not to do, because adding to do is not related with to do titles or other things, maybe to do IDs. No. And that's it for me. Thanks for watching. By the way, I do not want you to subscribe my channel, and I do not want you to like my video because I do not use YouTube actually. I just want to teach some things in here for you. I also write Medium articles, not just videos, or actually this is a single video, but anyway, you can read my Medium articles also. There are some articles which related some, blogs, some state management solutions. Sometimes I write non-technical articles. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you.